Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimad Varavara Munaye Namaha, Srimad Lokarya Mahagurave Namaha. Srimad Narayana, out of his immense compassion, gave us all the Vedas. The Vedas are the guide and rule book for us. It shows and guides as to how we should conduct our lives, gives us the do's and the don'ts, explains the process of worshipping the Lord, and many more. The Vedas were meant to be for all types of people. It is universal. However, because of this universal nature, it seemed as though the Vedas were so complex, with meanings hard to understand, and also seemed as though they were contradicting at times. So, not all the Jivatmas and the ordinary laymen were able to follow the Vedas. So, the Lord's goal of having his children reach him through the Vedas were not very fruitful. Now, Srimad Narayana, being the compassionate and the universal mother he is, tried another act. He took many avatars, such as the Varaha Avatara, Narasimha Avatara, Vamana Avatara, the Purna Avatars, such as Rama and Krishna Avatara, walked through the length and breadth of the world, showed us how to live, gave us his words of wisdom through Bhagavad Gita and the Charma Slokams, and hoped that we would latch on to those and get to him. His charm and beauty left a profound effect on the people, not just those who lived during the time of his avatarams, but for those who came after as well. We were able to relish his avatarams that were documented in the Ithihyams and the Puranas. While those were definitely a joy to hear, only a few Jivatmas actually internalized this way of life and words to surrender to him. Most were quick to dismiss his words and actions as not feasible for us to follow. Oh, those are doable only for the Lord, not for the layman like me, was the sentiment. So now Srimad Narayana had to try again. Oh, he never gives up on us. And for that, we are so fortunate. He thought, well, I can see why you don't want to follow my footsteps because you incorrectly believe it is so hard and you see me as different from you. So, what if instead I choose someone just like you and gave them blemishless knowledge? He acted on this, and that's how the Arvars came into being. There were 10 Arvars. One of those Arvars is called Periyarvar, and he was born and he lived in a place called Srivilliputtur. One day, he found a little baby girl by a tulsi bush. Not finding anyone to care for her nearby, he fondly took her home and raised her as his own daughter. He named her Kodai, and she eventually came to be called Āṇḍāḻ. Āṇḍāḻ is none other than Sri Bhudevi herself. She came and took birth in this world out of her immense compassion to uplift us all. She gave us two wonderful works called Thiruppāvai and Nachiyar Tirumozhi. Remember how the Vedas were so complex and hard to understand? Well, Āṇḍāḻ's Thiruppāvai is glorified as Vedam Anaithukkum Vittu, meaning the seed of all the Vedas. The phrase implies that the Thiruppāvai contains the core essence and philosophical tenets of all the Vedas in a condensed and accessible form. While the Vedas themselves are so extensive and complex, the simple chaste Tamil verses of Thiruppāvai encapsulate all of that essence of the Vedas, showing us the way to Srimad Narayana with the ultimate goal of selfless service, called as Kainkaryam, to Srimad Narayana. It is this precious month of Margari that Āṇḍāḻ chose to compose the Thiruppāvai. As we do every year, we'll walk through the journey of Thiruppāvai, but with a different lens this year. We understand the meanings of the Thiruppāvai and all other works of the Arvars through commentaries done several hundreds of years ago. These commentaries are called Vyakhyanams. These commentaries explain the deeper meanings of the Pasurams and are the guiding light for us to truly understand what Āṇḍāḻ and the Arvars have poured out in the form of Pasurams. In these commentaries, we see references to discussions and events that happened right around or slightly before the time the commentaries were written. They offer profound insights to the context, the emotion, also called the bhavam in Tamil, of the Arvars and hits it home for what the deeper meanings are. These references are called Ithihyams. The word Ithihyam derives from Ithiha, referring to so it was or as such it was. These are stories being told for ages and are referred to as Ithihyams. So, this year, in this month of Margari, with the grace of Āṇḍāḻ and our Acharyas, we'll attempt to explain the Ithihyams referred in the Thiruppāvai commentaries. Stay tuned for these as we spend the month of Margari peeping into Āṇḍāḻ and Acharya's mind. Alvar Emperumanar Jiyar Thiruvadigalé Sharanam.